1, 2. Freddy's coming for you. 3, 4. Better lock your door. 5, 6. Grab your crucifix. 7, 8. Stay up late. 9, 10. Never sleep again.
Happy Halloween, everybody!
I think you cut out a little bit there, but yeah, whatever. We'll keep it.
I don't know if you said Halloween or Halloween. Halloween.
Yes. The answer is yes. Anyways, happy Halloween 2021, y'all.
Yep. And no matter what year it is, if you know what I just referenced, good for you, because you understand Nightmare on Elm Street. And when I'm talking about Nightmare,
movie.
Yes, and I'm talking about the original one with Robert Englund, not the reboot.
I still need to watch the reboot just to see how bad it is. I'll talk about the original in a bit.
Yeah, I mean, because to be fair, like the reboot could have been so good. It has the advantage of looking so much better with better effects, but then you have the original that just scares you better. And the only reason I can actually
disclaimer, I'm probably going to be just chiming in here and there for like horror movies because I'm just starting to get into them. So you know,
Silver's still a baby when it comes to that stuff.
I'm a big puppy. Yes.
Yeah. I mean,
we'll help you with that.
Yeah. To be fair, I'm not the biggest fan of horror related stuff either, but I have seen some of them.
I've seen here and there. It's just not everything.
Yeah. Yeah, like if it's horror slasher based, I'm like, no. But for some reason I did watch the original Nightmare on Elm Street, which if you are a dum-dum who has never seen it, here's the basically put, a rather lovely individual murders a few kids because, well, not only is he a murderer, he's a and
he likes kids.
Yep, pretty much.
Really likes kids.
Yes, and after being trialed and sentenced to jail, he was unfortunately let free because some dumbass decided to not do the paperwork right, so he got off scot-free due to double jeopardy. The townsfolk, not liking this, burned him alive in his own home. He died, but vowed vengeance that he would return. Years later, the descendants of the neighborhood are now being plagued by some guy in a place that we should feel is the safest, our dreams. He murders a student's girlfriend / best friend of the main character, putting him in jail. He then murders someone else, and then he starts to try to murder our main character, Lori. No wait, that's Halloween. Nancy whatever.
Nancy whatever, my favorite last name.
Yes, Nancy.
That's a great character.
Yep, Nancy whatever. He then tries to murder Nancy, who seems to be the only one who can withstand his little escapades into her dreams as she tries to figure out what's going on. Then someone else gets murdered. She gets sent into a hospital. She brings back the hat. She learns the truth. Her boyfriend then gets murdered, and possibly one of the most iconic, well-known deaths in a horror series. I can't remember the boyfriend's name. He's played by young Johnny Depp.
Baby, just flat out baby face Johnny Depp, like adorable. You want to pinch his cheeks, just be, oh, look at you.
He is adorable in that movie, but he gets sucked into his bed, and then gets gushed out like a
geyser, basically a geyser.
Yeah, a bloody geyser of bones. That's just like, hey, let's just fuck with some people in the 80s.
So, no cap, real talk. I didn't know Freddy was a redacted. I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
he was a kid diddler.
Yep.
In most variants, he's a kid diddler, and that makes him
Gross.
much more unlikable. But there's some charm to him. I don't know. I kind of have a love hate because he is a kid diddler, but I'm like, part of me just loves him because he's the snarky, just joke. He does dad jokes and stuff, and I'm like, I shouldn't like you. I shouldn't like you.
Yeah.
I think that's personally mostly the because of Robert Englund just portraying him so well. He makes him this villain that's just he knows that he's safe in the dream world because in there he's the master. No one can hurt him, but he can hurt them. And whatever happens in their dreams happens in real life. And
yeah.
And then there was the Dream Child which random fact of the day, the same guy who played the Dream Child was also one of the bullies in Land Before Time 3. I'm not making this up.
I feel sorry for them on both cases.
I do too. But anyways.
Anyway, eventually Nancy, he gets a phone call, gets the iconic "I'm your boyfriend now, Nancy." That I'm not.
Can you do that again? Can you do that again?
I'm your boyfriend now, Nancy.
Okay, that's all I wanted.
Because
oh my god.
Because the thing is, I think she tries to call. I think she's on the phone with her boyfriend when he gets killed, and then Freddy takes over, and his lower mouth becomes the speaker piece, and you just it's gross, but it's funny. And
can I say something about that?
Yeah.
I one time heard a story from my aunt Sandy, she was a recreational marijuana smoker at times, and
God.
she said she watched that movie one time high. Nothing scared her in that movie except for that tongue going out of the receiver line, and she said she would not pick up the phone. She was like, "No, I'm not picking up that phone."
I've never watched a movie high. I mean, I do edibles, but I've never watched a movie high. I watch Food Fight drunk. That's about it.
I will say
that's the only way you can watch it. Yeah.
I've tried to watch 2 movies high: Tenacious D and the Pick of Destiny, and the Cat in the Hat live action movie.
Oh.
Why? Okay,
man,
they were my choices.
Oh man, we're talking about some scary stuff here, and you're going to like triple S here. Like no. But yeah, eventually Nancy figures out how to defeat Freddy by 1, bringing him into the real world, and then 2, ignoring him because he's kind of like Pennywise from It, where if you don't fear him, he loses a lot of strength.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, in fact, in the Jason versus Freddy movie, that's pretty much the whole thing. He wants Jason to go back to scare the kids on Elm Street because then they would fear him and he would be able to come back.
And can I say one thing about that movie? That movie gets a lot of flack, but I think it's okay. It's
really a great movie. I mean, like, I remember that, like, when I was in junior high, I think that's when it came out. Because, yeah, I'm 30, so, yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah, it came out in, like, early
2000. It came out in 2003. But I remember, like, these kids were like, we're going to go see Freddy versus Jason. It's going to be fucking awesome. And then, like, they came back the next day. They were like, what the fuck was that?
Actually, oddly enough, since you mentioned junior high or middle school, the first time I ever met somebody who really liked slasher movies, like classic slasher movies, was a girl I was in class with named Alex, and she would just say she loved all these slasher things, and she was this sweet, semi-nerdy looking girl, and you would never think, oh, she likes horror movies. Because I never liked them because I was hemophobic or had a blood fear at the time, so I could never watch them. And plus, my mom was just protective until oddly enough, I got to watch a lot of horror and slashers because my brother got really into them at a young age.
My first really big scary movie that I saw that was new when it came out was Sinister, and it didn't scare me. I don't know why. It just didn't.
I don't know that movie.
I don't either. I don't think I do. I could go. I'll continue with some of the lesser ones I like.
Okay.
Yep. Eventually, Nancy defeats Freddy, gets into a car that looks like Freddy, and then her mom gets pulled into the went through a door window by Freddy, implying there's going to be more sequels, and boy were they! And they just
sequels are an understatement. It seems like just ridiculousness more and more.
Yeah.
I don't know if I saw the movie or if I saw a clip from it in a review or something, but I do remember there was one where Freddy was holding an NES controller and controlling a kid in a video game, saying, "Now I'm playing with power." That is the dumbest shit.
I wouldn't be surprised if that was from 4, The Dream Warriors.
Well, it sounds like late 80s, so that would make sense.
Yeah. And honestly, I could see of all people playing a video game to control you, Freddy would be the definite asshole who would.
Yeah.
But honestly, the tables would be turned on him if he tried to use the power glove. Hey-o!
I could see him using that, like I could literally see that happening though.
Oh, that'd be funny. But
yeah.
Real quick, I want to say something about Freddy vs. Jason. I have seen a review of it, and I think a big thing about it would be, it's like you don't get to see them fight until like the very end, and it just feels like it would be so cool to like see them fight each other.
It's a bit of a slow burn kind of horror. I think it's just fun. It's just the acting is so 2000s-y, and it's so great. I like.
Define 2000s-y. I'm intrigued.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, kind of goofy. The acting's not completely there. There's a few pop culture things. The girl from Destiny's Child, I think Kelly Rowland is it? She acts like the stereotypical black sister type, and I think she's hilarious in it. Yeah. It's not great, but there's like little things that are unironically 2000s and funny to me. I love it.
I will say that when I will say that when Freddy and Jason do fight, it's pretty fun because first you have Freddy ends up being sedated and he falls asleep, so Jason ends up getting sedated and falls asleep, so Freddy fights him in the dream world, and he just fucks around with him and eventually treating him like he's a pinball, even going, "Oh, tilt."
Wow.
That's such a Freddy thing, and then he gets Jason in the showers because Jason has like a fear of like the water and drowning and whatnot because of his death.
Well, it makes sense why he's hydrophobic.
Yeah, and it's a funny thing, but it's like, oh man, that's pretty fucked up. And then again, the Crystal Lake, then he wakes up, and they bring him Freddy to the real world, and then Jason just wakes up and starts beating the shit out of him, just fucks him up so badly. It's just it's definitely not real. It's definitely just an okay movie if you just want something to laugh at or enjoy. But
it is.
But yeah, that's all I can say because I've never seen the original Friday the 13th or sequels. I watched some of the Saw,
but it's been a while.
I've saw some of the Saw movies, but that's less horror and more just torture porn. Yeah.
So
can I just go on a tangent about torture porn movies? Those are the ones I don't fuck with at all. I do not like them. The first one I would say because I still have never seen. I've only seen bits and pieces of Saw, and I've seen Saw parodies like it. What is it called? There's things in Scary Movie that are great. Like there's one with Shaq and Dr. Phil. That's great. That's a great parody in Scary Movie. But for me, I've never seen Saw except.
That was Scary Movie 4, by the way.
Okay, I knew it was 3 or 4. I just couldn't figure out which one.
No, 3 was The Ring and Signs, basically.
Okay. For the only torture porn movie I've ever seen, and I've only seen I don't know if there's a third one out there, but my brother introduced me to this movie called Hostel. And Hostel,
there's a lot of those, I think.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah.
Like, there's some where I'm like, ha, that's pretty funny. Oh, there is a third one. I've not seen the third one, but there's a few moments where I'm like, that's fucked up and kind of funny, like, kind of thing, now that I'm an adult and I'm not as homophobic, but there's just some things where I'm like, oh, wow, that's real fucked up.
Yeah, I haven't seen Hostel yet, but I
It's,
know that my two friends from California are gonna probably push it on me at some point. So
just be like, hey man, let's watch Hostel.
you know they don't talk like that anyways.
What are you talking about? That's how all Californians talk. They talk like Kyle from the Amanda Show.
Oh, sweetie, no, they do not.
I know. I'm pretty sure someone from California is going to watch this and they're going to come over and kick my ass. To which
However,
case,
I will confirm that they all push In-N-Out Burger on people. They do, and I still want to try it.
To which case, if you are from California and you want to come kick my ass, don't worry. I have a lot of marijuana we can smoke together. It's legal.
Somewhat.
Yeah,
okay, so were you going to continue, Pixity? I'm sorry, we kind of.
There's only a few things I remember about Hostels, except it being torture porn. I think there's one part where they get the person that's like starting this hostel and stuff, and they cut off his dick and feed it to like a dog or something.
Okay, I don't like that.
I don't either, but I'm like, he kind of deserves it. And
I mean, this coyote, never mind.
I
wouldn't find that to be a bad time. Well, as long as it was still attached to someone's body, but yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And like, why do you sound like Birdo? Like, wow.
Birdo. It sounds like Birdo. It does sound like
Birdo.
There we go.
Yeah, we got to balance out the horror with funny.
Yeah.
I eventually want to talk about Halloween 3 and why it's actually a good movie.
If you want to go ahead and do that.
Yeah.
So, honestly, I don't get the hate that Halloween 3 gets because, I mean, I get the initial hate it got because people expected Michael Myers. Yeah, I'm sorry. I almost said Jason because it's late. It's late, y'all. It's late.
One fun fact. My father-in-law's name is Michael Myers. Like, no joke.
Holy shit! He should hand out candy.
Is he tall?
He's decent height. Not like he's kind of poochy. He's kind of tall and kind of fat.
I was about to say because if he's tall, he just needs the mask and he can just scare the shit out of Jamie Lee.
He's done Michael for Halloween, and I do know.
Oh, nice.
One time I think what my mother-in-law's told me. One time they went into a KFC or something, and they were like trying to ask for his credit card, and someone looked at his credit card like, "Your name's Michael Myers." Like, "Yep," and they were like scared shitless, like, "Dude, what the fuck?" Just a name.
I don't know.
So that's what happens at the Kentucky Fried Chickens in Kentucky.
If you're stupid enough to get them, do not get KFC in Kentuckiana. It's all garbage, even though.
Okay, listen, I need you to not say bad stuff because I do not want the ghost of Colonel Sanders coming and smacking me upside the head.
What? It's Colonel Sanders, not the Burger King.
Also, a quick tangent. Tangent. My grandma or my great grandma actually met Colonel Sanders once.
Nice.
I've known people to know him, but obviously I'm still baby, so obviously I never met the guy.
I mean,
but anyways, Halloween 3. Sorry. God, we were bad tonight.
I mean, we've never really watched a lot of horror stuff, so I mean, I'm not surprised about tonight.
Well, I think eventually, once we run out of stuff, we could just talk about shit that scared us. I think that's totally fair game at this point because,
yeah.
But anyways, Halloween 3. So the original idea was to have a different story happen the only similarity it would have for these movies was that it would be on Halloween. So Season of the Witch does not have Michael Myers, Halloween 3. That one is about this company called Silver Shamrock that is trying to make a TV program for kids to watch when they put on their pumpkin masks so that they decompose and turn into bugs that devour everyone, I think. Am I right? Or am I wrong about that?
It's something like that. They want to get back to the true spirit of Halloween, which apparently is brutally murdering kids in possibly one of the most disgusting ways possible. Just turn their heads into mush. Like, ugh.
Yeah, it's so nasty.
Like,
and so ahead of its time too. I mean, this was 1982.
Yeah, like imagine if you took away the Halloween thing, and if it wasn't Halloween 3, it would have been everyone would have loved it and be like, man, that movie, it was fucked up. But because
honestly, they just should have called it Season of the Witch and not put Halloween in the title.
Yeah, because by putting Halloween in, you have the expectation, oh man, how is Michael Myers going to fit into all this? And like, he doesn't?
Or just call it Silver Shamrock. That would have been fine.
Yeah, something
then
like
again, it sounds like an anime, probably like a sister anime to Black Clover, but still, hey.
Yeah, I think Season of the Witch would have been a better title for it.
The only Halloween movies I've seen are the Rob Zombie movies, and I think they get unnecessary amount of hate too.
Oh, Rob Zombie's great though.
Yeah, he is, and I'll have to mention about a movie in a moment from him in a moment. But the 2007 Rob Zombie movie is not bad. There's some elements I like to it. I don't know because I've never seen the originals. I like the idea that he's trying to get professional help and just escapes the asylum. But there are a few problems, obviously. But I mean, I don't find it that bad of a movie at all, really. I think it's pretty decent. Not great, but pretty decent,
Yeah, I think like like looking at it, even though I've never seen it, I've seen like some of the way it's filmed. It looks like it would took the original and just made it look cleaner, a little better, and just I'm pretty sure it would have scared the fucking shit out of me.
Oh, it spooked me the first time I ever saw it.
Yeah. There is one thing I do know. At the end of that Halloween, Michael gets shot in the effing face, and everyone's like, "Oh, well, he's dead." And then they're like, "Wait, how can he be alive after getting shot point blank in the face?" I'm like, "Have you not seen how much abuse this guy's taken?"
Yeah, he's probably like, it tickles, but I can't say anything because I'm a monster.
Just a flesh wound.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah,
just but a scratch.
But since I was on the subject about Rob Zombie, I also really respect him as a musician and what he does. I think he's very creative. Speaking with creative, I had to go back to do something real quick.
Yeah,
I have something in my hand that squeaks. I need something to stick.
You mean like this?
Well, it's more like a little. Sorry, hold
on. No, it's more like this.
But
that's clown juice.
But one thing I would just want to bring up, since it is a Halloween kind of centered movie or just stupid movie, and I swear not everybody talks about it, is Rob Zombie was the director and a writer and the thing it's based on. There's this animated movie called The Haunted World of El Super Beasto, and I've never seen an animated movie so close to porn without actually being porn. It's so stupid and fantastic.
Watch Belladonna of Sadness.
I've not seen that, I remember first seeing El Super Beast. I was like, oh, an animated Rob Zombie movie? Cool. And it's just like titty. But it's so, like, it's got this weird sense of humor. It's kind of Ren and Stimpy like at times. Like, it's so stupid, but it's so fun. Like, I might watch it after.
What's it called again, please?
The Haunted World of El Super Beasto. It's on Tubi.
Okay, I have Tubi, so that's wonderful.
All right, so now we know what Silver's going to
stupid.
watch. And
It's so stupid, but ow, it's real fun stupid. I gotta be careful about my hand because I hit my handle the table and I don't want to lose my ring.
listen, listen. If you want to talk about hands, how about the hand of crap?
Fate.
Well, no, not the Hand of Fate. I'm talking about the hand. I think it's called the Hand of Horror from the Grimm special, where they fight against
Horror's
Boogie.
Hand. Horror's Hand. Oh,
Horror's
I
Hand.
fucking love that. I fucking love Big Boogie Adventure. And not to mention, guys, I am a huge fan of Aurelio Voltaire.
He's also a really cute guy, but I like goth guys. Anyway.
Yeah.
Y'all want to know a weakness of mine? Get me guys with dark hair, pale skin, and makeup. I'm set.
So basically, Dracula.
Are we going to talk about Big Boogie Adventure? Because that's technically Halloween, isn't it?
That is.
I mean, Boogie technically is a creature from the underworld, and he does fight the Grim Reaper, and the Grim Reaper is possibly one of the best personifications of freaking Halloween.
Also, Billy and Mandy had the best version of the Grim Reaper, for some reason having a Jamaican accent and all that.
Great.
It's so great.
Greg Eagles, Richard Horvitz, Great Ally, amazing voice actors.
Oh yeah. Let's see, who else was in there? Hold on.
Kevin Michael Richardson was Dracula.
Blackula. He's more Blackula.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? I'm Dracula.
Yeah, I think that was Kevin Michael Richardson. I thought Hal Delgado was voiced by Jim Cummings, but he's not. He's kind of like a impersonation of like a Jim Cummings character, I guess.
Let's see.
Yeah, but the Big Boogie Adventure is possibly one of the best of the Billy and Mandy specials. It's simply because just how freaking ridiculous it is with just going up against Boogie to try to get Horror's hand so Boogie can be the scariest monster in all the underworld. And Grimm's like, oh, no, I can't have that. I gotta go stop them. And he's gotta do it so he can get his scythe back that was given to number 3 from Kids Next Door.
Yay! That was hilarious.
Who was my favorite of the 5 of the cast?
Of the original 5, yeah.
I like 2 and 4 the best. And I like 5.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I liked 1 the best. I don't know why.
Phil Lamar was the voice of Dracula. I had to go through.
Oh, Phil Lamar. Okay, I can believe that.
Yeah. But, yeah, once Grimm loses his scythe again, because apparently that's something that happens a lot, both in the show and the specials, he decides to go get the Horror's hand, stop Boogie from using it for evil and to rule the world, and also, have his job back. They go on a big wacky adventure, just doing a bunch of crazy, insane stuff that I personally can't really describe, because you just have to go watch it. But the best part is definitely near the end, where they all face their fears, and
Okay, real talk. Mandy's fear was fucking horrifying in retrospect.
Yes.
She turned into a Karen.
Oh.
I mean, that is scary.
Yeah, very much. She not only that, but she ended up with Irwin, and no offense, Irwin's just he's a funny character, but he's also annoying.
Yeah, but he's got a funny as hell voice.
It's stupid that I didn't realize Irwin was voiced by a woman. I really
Wait, he
thought
was?
it was a black guy. Yeah.
Oh wow! Well, the more you know.
I thought it was like just a high pitched voiced guy, or a very just kind of young man, or just something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the cast right now, and I'm like, well, dang.
A hippo? That looks more like a fat cow, yo!
Oh my
I
God.
don't know why I thought it was funny that he had yo at the end of every sentence. and he was
Frank.
like the most. He's like the most stereotypical black like best friend character. I love that. Just
yeah, but back to facing their fears. Billy had to deal with a spider clown who was a mailman. Irwin dealt with selling stand-up comedy to a bunch of bears. Mandy became a Karen, married to Irwin, and Grimm was the only one who was able to get through because, in his own words, he lives with his greatest fear every single day. So Horror's hand had no effect on him.
What a dick.
Yeah, but then Boogie comes, steals the hand, tries to use it on Grimm. He pretends to lose, only to come back and just defeat Boogie by saying, "You're not scary," and laughs at him and gets everyone to laugh at him. When he realizes that it's not working, he gets beaten. It's funny because Grimm reveals the fact that he turned off Horror's hand the moment he got it, so it didn't even work.
The one part I remember like cracking up at as a kid was when they ate the cake that made him fall asleep, and then Billy was like, "Oh man, I'm never gonna do that cake," and then he eats it again and falls asleep.
I wonder what's in that cake.
Puppies. I don't know. Why was I doing a Wizard of Oz reference? I'll never know.
I don't know why is Maxwell Adams not allowed to do a freaking musical version of his show? Cartoon Network, greenlight it, please.
Yeah,
I mean, to be fair, Aurelio Voltaire in that show multiple times is a blessing in itself.
You're a blessing.
We're all blessings here.
We're all blessings here.
Except for you, Bob. You know what you did.
No, not Bob.
Yeah, Bob. Get the fuck out of here.
Always building your stuff.
Oh, that Bob. There's so many Bobs. That was like one of the last Bobs I was thinking of, though.
I don't know what kind of Bob you're thinking about, but let's think about more horror.
Yeah.
Because
if we can.
I can one.
Oh,
if you
okay.
needed me to.
Okay.
The first slasher series I ever really got into was the Child's Play series.
Oh, I was going to talk about that. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I mean, I'm glad I didn't I think it was one of the first few horror things I really remember seeing because obviously my mother sheltered me from a lot of media. But I remember as a kid, I was flipping through HBO, and I was like, "Oh, there's this movie about this doll. Not scary. This isn't scary." Next thing you know, I see him slash. It was the one of Seed of Chucky. Where I'm like, "Oh, he's just walking around, killing people." And I realized that the one part I remember, because the only reason I know it's Seed of Chucky, and I watched it later, was there's a moment at the very end where he pisses his pants, and he's like, "You're pissing your pants. You're pissing your pants." Like,
yeah.
his girl. And stuff, but I've seen almost every single one of them except for the Curse and Cult of Chucky, and they're it's in that that same range of the where it's the first one's real serious, but you get the more character as sequel goes on and on.
2 is always going to be my favorite.
2 is real fun. Yeah, I mean they're all real fun.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
but I have like a weird soft spot, I guess, for Bride of Chucky because I may have like a huge crush and admiration for Jennifer Tilly.
Oh,
she's so pretty, and her voice is just it's like in that weird, comforty, sweet voice, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I'm like, how are you 60? When I looked her up recently, and I was like, how old is she by now? And I found out she's like 63, and I'm like, what? What happened?
Wow.
Time,
yeah.
But anyways,
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say I've never seen any of the Chucky series, but I do know that I do know it's not one of those interesting movies that has had a lot of sequels. Um, had a reboot recently, and now it has a
Yeah, the
TV
reboot's not very
series.
good. Now, I like, I like, I like Mark Hamill's voice acting a lot. It's just he doesn't work for Chucky. Sadly, he just doesn't.
Yeah.
Sadly, like, I don't know what it is. He just doesn't work, and
Yeah,
it's
that's
What does he
so.
like use his Skip's voice or
He
something like
he
that?
kind of use a mixture of his Joker voice with
Uh
something
huh.
else, and I'm
wait.
like,
Hang on, hang on.
I just think it just works best with what's his name, uh, with it works best with uh
The original.
Brad Dourif doing the voice. Like Brad Dourif's got this perfect amount of friendliness and
Yeah.
to it, and I love his. He's just snarky. He does the laugh just playfully, gleefully, like he enjoys. Like,
Mm-hmm.
which I mean, Mark Hamill does too. But I always picture that voice more for the Joker than I do Chucky. Maybe I'm just crazy. I don't know.
Mm.
No, we're all just a little crazy. But anyway, go back. What do you mean Skip's voice?
From
Skip's from regular show.
Wait, that's Mark Hamill?
yeah,
Yes.
Holy
You
crap!
didn't know that?
No.
I mean, I'm not gonna be mean about it, but wow.
I didn't know until I looked it up either.
What?
Not today.
I love that show, but I didn't know that Mark Hamill did Skips. That was like, wow. I mean,
Also,
It is a
go ahead.
bit different than his other roles. That's why probably.
Yeah, most
also,
likely.
what was still on the topic of Child's Play, Chi-Town represent, because it is actually filmed in Chicago. And fun fact, I actually went to college very close to where the Good Guy doll, or the toy shop was. Not
Oh.
during the time I wasn't born in 1988 yet, so but I actually knew a close friend of the family actually was going to Columbia College Chicago while Child's Play was being filmed.
Neato.
Nice.
Yeah.
That must have been pretty cool. Especially because, like, again, Child's Play. Like, I've never seen it, but I do know the plot of it. Like, you think you're just getting, oh right, I'm getting this cool, simple toy, and nope, it's a murderer.
My
Who?
favorite part of the first Child's Play is when he's on the elevator with the elderly couple, and then they get off and of course he's just sitting as a doll, and the elderly couple get off, and they're like, "Bye, what an ugly doll!" And as the elevator goes up, you hear Chucky go, "You."
Like like for me, there's like little moments. I don't know if it's in the. I think it's the second one where he tells the
The
teacher like
teacher,
"Fuck
"Fuck
me,
you,
bitch,"
bitch."
and I cried laughing. I'm like, that's funny. I like when there's funny elements to this like
He
horror
did.
icon.
Not only did he tell the teacher that, he wrote it on his test, just like in big letters. "Fuck you, bitch."
Let's see. Like, hold on, I have to look at that again. But then, and then the third
Yeah.
one. The third one is honestly the most forgetful. But there's one part that
It's
makes me laugh so much because he's trying to target that black kid. And he's like, you know what?
Oh
Chucky's gonna,
right.
Chucky's gonna be a bro. And I'm like, what the fuck? Why is that funny to me?
Yeah,
well, I mean,
that's
he's
the
not
military
the
school.
nicest. Yeah, he's not the nice. Well, of course he's not nice, but he's
No.
definitely
Oh.
not. Yeah, he's got his bad, definitely really bad moments that wouldn't. I guess that you could say that they'd offend a lot of people today, but who cares? It's a
Uh,
scary movie. I mean,
it's
you
not
know,
supposed to be all hand-holdy and care about your
right,
No.
feelings. It's supposed to send shivers down your spine.
right. It's a scary movie. It's supposed to make you feel uncomfortable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
They're
seriously,
supposed
like
to give you those shivers and timbers. Oh my. It's-
Yeah,
yeah, like again, like Nightmare on Elm Street. Hey, you feel safe in your dreams. Nope, Freddy Krueger's gonna get you.
and it,
Uh, Michael
every
Myers and Jason Voorhees. They just seem like normal people. All you wouldn't expect. Yep, they're going to kill you.
Yeah, I have never. I would love to see a horror movie where you have someone be like, "Oh, you can be safe around me." Kill. It's like you want.
has
But
anyone seen Children of the Corn? At least the very first one.
I have
I've
not.
heard of it. Isn't that the
not-
Stephen King one?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's based off of a Stephen King novel,
That's
and
what I thought.
they're all blonde hair, blue eyed. I know that much because I remember one time someone joking with me like that I was a child of the corn.
but Isaac has black hair. But yeah, you're right.
Oh wow, I didn't even realize how good the soundtrack in Bride of Chucky was. I'm sorry, I was looking at something.
The soundtrack. I will say this: like pretty much every '80s horror movie, even if it's bad, it has a great soundtrack.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Ooh, couldn't see.
But anyway, child of corn, or children of the
Children
corn.
of the Corn. Children of the Corn. I have a funny story because like it's real short, but like this is my aunt and my godmother in the '80s before I was even thought of. They were just I don't know what they were doing in a cornfield, but the corn started moving, and then my aunt's friend went the car, and my godmother was like, "Don't you fucking dare!"
Don't tempt me to do something like that. Don't tempt me to do something like that. Because I will.
Man.
Even though my hair's not as
my
blonde as it
God.
once was.
That's like a huge dick move, but that also sounds like the funniest thing ever. Like, don't you effing dare do that.
I do remember there was a guy one Halloween for me. He was like, "Oh, I'm gonna scare you," and I was like, "No, you're not." And I was like, and he's like, "What?" And I was like, "I'm gonna go get my candy." And once I got my candy, I was like, "This was like one of the last Halloweens I could do." He just jumped and he had this fake chainsaw and chased me out of their yard, and I was like, "Okay, you got me."
I've never put a limit on what I can do during Halloween because I'm a fursuiter. So yeah.
I mean, God, that would be so awesome.
I'm probably gonna go trick or treating in fursuit this year. Who knows?
I mean, if you do, you get to howl at the moon.
Yeah, if it's out.
Of course, I'm also going to spread you with a bottle of water, going psst, 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 psst.
No.
Then stop. Then stop howling at the moon.
No.
Why you
Anyways.
Discord?
Anyways, is there any other horror movies that we can think of, or are we just gonna go into like?
The only ones I know we haven't mentioned, but I've never seen are there is one I wanted to bring. It's not like a slasher, but it is a horror movie. I watched with my brother because of course he did. There was this movie called Mirrors.
Oh.
That is one of the most fucked up movies I've seen. I remember I would always duck behind because the mirrors people would try killing you, but only if you were around the mirrors. And there's this one scene. I'll probably link it. Y'all watch it later and just tell me how it is. But there's one scene where this woman's like, "I'm gonna relax in a bath, feel all good," and her mirror self starts trying to rip apart her jaw from the bottom to the top of her teeth and just
holy shit.
And it just, I remember that so clearly when I saw that because I was like, that's already a scary concept. But then the mirror person wanted to kill her like that. I was just like, no.
Well, I'm not taking a bath anymore.
Yeah, I'm not taking a bath.
One movie that used to scare me when I was a kid was The Frighteners. That's a really, it's a funny movie. It's like a horror comedy. But honestly, if you haven't seen the movie, it's it's really fucked up.
I've never heard of that myself.
Apparently there's a guy that's like his psychic. He can see the numbers on people's forehead, and the numbers on the people's forehead references to like the number that the monster is going to kill. So like it starts off as 1, then 2, and then all of a sudden 40, 41, 42. It's like it's kind of scary. Like just thinking that you're going to look at someone and see on their forehead that they're going to die.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Okay. What's the other movie, Pixity, that
I was gonna mention the only other movie I've never watched was Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh.
Leatherface is pretty scary. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, the idea of a cannibalistic wear your skin, that is scary. Like, not even.
Yeah. That's just a fucking, like, ugh. That's
think
another...
of it this way. That came out in 1974, a year after The Exorcist came out. No one had ever seen anything besides The Exorcist, of course, that high-octane nightmare fuel.
That is still pretty scary. I've seen it rather recently because my mom always said, "Oh, this is something that scared me as a kid," and I was like, "Oh, come on, Mom, you're a wuss as it is," and I was like, "Oh no, this is actually scary."
Yeah, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, another one of those movies that's had quite a number of sequels and I think a reboot. But
I guess, yeah. I guess that because I've seen Scary Movie 2 so many times, I don't know how I'm going to be afraid of The Exorcist, but I don't know.
Remind me after this stream, I want to show y'all something together, okay?
Okay.
All right, but if it scares me, I'm blaming you for this.
It's not going to be scary, that I can promise you.
Yeah, you show it to me, and it's the Care Bear song.
Oh, God, no.
That's how you really scare someone. It's like, I'm going to show you something scary. And it's like, nothing scares me. And it's Care Bear songs. But another thing, another good horror movie that might be our last one we could talk about is literally Scream.
Oh, yeah.
I have not seen Scream yet, and I need to because I know it parodizes it so well, and also you got Matthew Lillard, and I find Matthew Lillard extremely attractive.
All I know is that I might have seen it when I was younger, but I forgot everything about it.
And it's one of those movies where where some kid from high school, I don't know, I think he's just psychotic or whatever, just decides to go on a killing spree, and he does it in a really tactful way. He calls them on the phone, asks them questions about horrors. Do you know this?
Well, I know that.
Yeah, that's like kind of scary. Like he's just asking some simple questions, and he's like, and then he just says something like, "How do you know this? Because I'm inside your house." Blah blah blah. Like that's pretty fucking scary, and brutal murders as well.
I mean, I only know, I saw the first Scary Movie as well, so like I kind of know a little bit about Scream.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, it gets it's definitely one of those like it's more like suspenseful kind of things, but it definitely got a little silly as it went on, which made it very easy to parody in other movies. But there's a sort of I think a sort of reboot, if not sequel, coming out. I think next year.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but again, like it uses like smartphone technology and still does like the classic horror thing, like try to go back to its roots. But I don't know.
Yeah, with all of our updated technology in 2021, looking back at what we did in 1996 and still trying to make that scary might be difficult.
Yeah, that's one thing I kind of have fun looking back at. I'm like, man, like there's supposed to be. I know it's off subject, but we're having a Home Alone remake reboot in this.
Don't remind me. Don't remind me.
I have to. I unfortunately have to.
I'd rather watch the dog version, and there is one, and it's called Bone Alone, and I can't believe they called it that.
I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole.
I would hear at a FurCon, like, for pawing off. Like, oh, I'm going to go bone alone. Like, what the fuck, dude?
Again, I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole.
By the way, if there are any kids watching, please stop watching this.
First off, why are you listening to us? We cussed a lot. We talked about some scary movies. And you're most likely going to complain to your mom, who's going to watch this video, and then complain to us and get us more attention because she's going to give us comments and whatnot. And that will please the algorithm gods, which is truly the scariest thing ever.
Remember, kids, stay in school, eat lots of bacon, and get the fuck off of this video. Get the fuck away from this video right now.
That's better.
Don't hit the subscribe button. Don't hit the like button. Don't leave a comment. Don't tell your friends.
Tell everybody. He's lying. They're lying.
I meant to say get the fuck out, but I said off, and I don't know why.
But the stupid Home Alone remake, like, it's not going to work because in this day and age, doing that shit is going to get you in a lot more trouble.
It would get you in enough trouble in 1990, but yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah. And not to mention the fact that one of the officers' last name is literally McCulkin. Or McCulkin. Like...
Well, we'll cover that when we get to Christmas.
Yeah, if we ever feel like... And we mean the good Home Alone, not
Oh,
this one.
Yeah, we'll go over the good Home Alone for sure.
Home Alone. Yeah. The second one's not bad.
The second one's good. I like the second one.
Yeah, the first two are...
Anyways.
The first two are good. It's just that... what's his name?
Kevin.
Oh, I'd say... Wait, no. Is it his real name?
Macaulay Culkin?
Yeah, Macaulay Culkin, yeah. The only problem in that is that in the first movie, he did some good acting, but then he sadly got a swell head, and the second one, it feels like he was phoning it in, which is kind of sad because it's a good movie. Both the first two.
Yeah, I guess. All right, is there anything more? No, I'm sorry.
I did want to say that I think and you could find a way to make a modern screen movie work because yes, we have all this technology, but at the same time, if you know what you're doing, you can easily manipulate it to work to your disadvantage of who you're trying to scare. So that's fucking scary. But
truth be told, we also have gotten dumber because of technology. So there's
exactly.
That.
I mean, I don't know. People who back in the days were dumb enough to run into the villain every single time. It's like, don't go into the place where you think he is. But that's more of horror logic. Like, you always just do that. But yeah, I don't think there's any much more Halloween stuff we can talk about right now.
Yeah, I think this is probably one of our shortest episodes, but that's okay.
We're not slasher kind of people.
No.
So
we're wimps. Well, I couldn't even sit through the first two Harry Potter movies when I was a kid because Fluffy the dog scared me, and seeing a petrified cat also scared me.
It was Voldemort that scared me in the first one. The third one, however, is when the nightmares started happening.
The third one has my favorite scene where what's her name? Who plays Hermione?
Emma Watson.
Yes, when Emma Watson, instead of doing the slap in the book, she punches Draco, and that's fucking hilarious.
You know what? I think that since Harry Potter movies originally came out in November, next week is November. Perhaps we could do that.
I have no experience with Harry Potter whatsoever, mate.
Oh, crap. Maybe
I can watch him finally.
Maybe.
Look, here's what I'm just going to say. Only watch the first three. That's it.
Yeah, you just have to watch the first three, because that's what we'll probably be talking about.
Yeah, we're only going to talk about the first three, because the last four, they just...
Don't even get me started on Half-Blood Prince.
No, I don't want either. But anyway, thank you all so much. Have a happy and safe Halloween.
Can I do this? Can I do this one after you're done with that? I want to do one thing before we leave.
Yep. Make sure to be cautious of what candy you eat, and remember, candy corn sucks. Fight me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. Happy Halloween, 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 happy Halloween, Silver Shamrock. It's almost time, furries. Halloween is almost upon us. Watch the pumpkin. Watch.
Kill. No.
All right, happy Halloween, y'all. Get lots of candy, eat lots of bacon, eat lots of bacon candy. Whatever.
Throw
See
candy
ya.
corn. Throw candy corn
Happy
at your least favorite neighbors.
Happy
And
tails.
damn it, I'm trying to. Pixity,
Mm,
what's your goodbye message?
I don't have any.
Just
To the
beam,
shuttle
beam
run
your-
with you.
Just beam yourself up in your UFO. It's
Yeah,
alright.
I'll have to think about one for sure. Like for me and myself, I'll keep that one later for potential. I'll have to think of something.
Bye, furries. Yo. What the hell was I doing? Okay.
2-bit out.